Okay, so the one thing I've been struggling on the most when it comes to these videos is knowing the volume settings, so bear with me as I try to figure those out. First and foremost, we're going to be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash. Now, the characters that are officially on the roster have already been shown, have already had their little descriptions, so we're going to go through that as well as other screenshots. Again, if you guys don't know, this game comes out February 2nd next year, 2024. Make sure you have that pre-order ready, because this game is going to go crazy. Alright, first and foremost, we're going to go through the characters. I almost forgot to mute this, but everything is muted. So, as we can see, Yugi Tadori, Curse Technique, Potential Ability, High Gear. Well, as we can see, first and foremost, Yugi Tadori, Curse Technique, Divergent Fist, Potential Ability, High Gear, a melee puncher characterized by his latent abilities that demonstrate excellent physicality. Hell of a description, but pretty much he throws hands. Potential ability. Now, there is a leveling system in this game. And we are going to see this for, I think, all of the first years and maybe some other characters. I'm not too sure, but for sure, Yugi, Megumi, and Obara all are going to have potential abilities. Now, these are abilities that, at least in my opinion, you're going to level up to getting. So, High Gear, not sure what it is, but when we go to Megumi, okay, we have potential ability, technique interpretation. Now, if you guys remember, the technique that he interpreted was his domain expansion. So eventually, when you level up, it's a possibility that you're gonna have domain expansion as Megumi. And I know that that one might be a little shady. We're gonna come right back to it. But Nobara, as you can see, her potential abilities are hairpin and resonance, adding more on to what I think, because hairpin and resonance are both abilities that she has canonically in the manga / anime, so I'm assuming that it's going to be due to the leveling system. You're not going to have all of their moves straight off the bat, at least for some of these characters. Alright, now we're just going to move back to Megumi. So obviously, Curse Technique, 10 Shadows Technique, Technique Interpretation, a melee combo attacker who is versatile in both offense and support, utilizes Shikigami such as Nue and Divine Dog Totality. We do have screenshots of Nue that we're going to look at now. I'm not too sure if I remember seeing Divine Dog Totality here. Now, we've already read through this, but Nobara Kugisaki, Curse Technique, Straw Dot Technique, Potential Ability, Hairpin and Resonance, like I said, a medium range attacker that inflicts the Straw Dot Technique, Hairpin and Resonance on the enemy. That was probably the worst description that we've had so far. Alright, then we have my glorious blue-eyed king right here, Satoru Gojo. Curse Technique, Limitless Curse Technique, and as you can see, there is no potential ability. That's because, in my opinion, Gojo is already, you know, complete as a sorcerer, and I'm assuming if you do not have a potential ability, you've already reached your potential type thing. Who knows? That's just, you know, my headcanon throwing it out there. The strongest special grade sorcerer who dominates the field with his overwhelming and diverse curse techniques. Of course, you're gonna have blue, you're gonna have red, maybe hollow purple as a finisher, unlimited void. I know I've seen a clip of that. Okay, Ryomen Sukuna, curse technique, reverse curse technique, intimidation, not sure what that means. A wide range melee attacker who can rampage around and blow up the entire battlefield with his heavy and indiscriminate blows, regardless of friend or foe. Regardless of friend or foe. Now, initially that makes you think, okay, there might be team fire, maybe as some weird like third-party thing when you're Sukuna, but I just doubt that games like this have team fire because that's way too easy to grief. I think it just meant that you're gonna interrupt your friends' combos if they're going along with it, if you're close enough as Sukuna, because Sukuna's just, he just hits, he's just aggressive, he's just gonna slash and, you know, cleave and dismantle. I forgot his moveset. He's gonna cleave and dismantle, everybody's gonna get hit. Who knows, we might even see Sukuna's domain expansion. Who knows? That would be cool. We also have Maki Zenin, curse technique, strike gauge, strike gauge, block and counter. Okay, she doesn't have curse technique obviously, so she just got hands. Weird description. Did kind of struggle to read it, but Maki's definitely going to be a cool character in the game regardless. Okay, Toge Inumaki. Now, this is the only character that I'm a little on the fence about, because how can you manage to limit his curse speech? Is it going to be like on a crazy delay? Is it going to be, you know, he has to charge it up kind of thing? I don't know. Attacks with curse speech are powerful, but if used too much, you can be damaged. It says damaging, but I'm not saying that. The amount of damage varies depending on the difference in level between yourself and the foe, so be careful when using them. Okay, I'm trying to like really look at the stuff that we have, but that just kind of, is it just me, or Inumaki isn't going to see much play? Because if the difference is only the level, at a certain point people aren't going to be low enough level for Inumaki to do enough damage. And they said, but if used too much, you can be damaged. Inumaki is definitely Inumaki is going to be, unfortunately, lower tier, I'm assuming, just based off of this. Because if it is just a difference in level, 100% the difference in level is going to be subsided like a month, 2 months into the game. I don't see this character played much. So, we also have Panda, Curse Technique, Gorilla Mode, as well as Drumming Beat. So it looks like they're obviously not caught up to the manga, so we're not going to see that third core, but maybe DLC in the future, who knows. In Gorilla Mode, the fighter is always in a state of durability, so most likely armor. In addition to the Drumming Beat, the Drumming Beat is defenseless. You can go on the rampage and attack as hard as you want. Defenseless? Okay, does that just mean that... Okay, so it looks like, I don't know if these are translations, but some of these aren't making sense. But I'm assuming defenseless is, it's not, like you're not able to defend against it. You kind of just have to eat those hits. Or Panda just doesn't have defenses when he's in that mode. One of those two, and most likely it's going to be Panda doesn't have defenses, but it is going to be, you know, a state of durability. So it's going to be super armor until, you know, he's like knocked out of it. My GOAT right here, Todo, Curse Technique, Boogie Woogie, passive ability, Curse Technique Unleashed. So this is the only character who actually has a passive ability now that I look at it. What the difference between that and potential ability is probably going to be, again, just the leveling system. Passive ability is probably there from the start. A powerful and intelligent character who can close the distance and avoid attacks by swapping positions in the Boogie Woogie. Okay, Boogie Woogie just sounds so cool. We have Joogo as well. Curse Technique, Ember Insects. Passive ability, a Cursed Spirit's Pride. Again, kind of like Todo. A mid to long range fighter who can make use of his high mobility and variation of techniques to take advantageous positions and support his allies. Okay, this is sounding a lot more like My Hero Ultra Rumble than it is a fighting game. We also have one more right here in Hanami. Okay, Curse Technique, Cursed Bud, passive ability, left arm release, an all range attacker specializing in ground attacks with a wide variety of techniques. Hanami feels like they're going to be disruptive on the field, 1000%. Let me know who you're going to be playing, and I'll talk to you on the next one.